What's up guys, my name is Dean, aka the Blue Crusader, and welcome back to the channel. So in today's Terraria video, I want to show you how to install mods in the newest method since the Terraria 1.4 Journey's End update. Because installing mods originally in the past was a little bit more trickier and a little bit more time consuming, and I personally didn't deal with mods in the past, but since I've tried out the new method, it's actually really easy and straightforward. So I'm going to show you how to install mods by using tMod-loader. This was originally found on the forums, but all you have to do now is basically just go on Steam, on the Steam store, type in tMod-loader, and it will actually be listed as a third-party mod. Now, most of the time these were just reserved for Half-Life 2 mods and mods for other games, but now Terraria's done it, and they've released the tMod-loader kind of semi-officially, in partnership with the TML team, which is the tMod-loader team that makes it, and you can just download it in Steam. Now, one thing you do actually need to know, though, before you do this process, is you need to own Terraria before you install this. So you can't download tMod-loader unless you own Terraria. This actually also goes for Steam family sharing. So if you're sharing Terraria from someone else's account or Steam library, you need to buy the game if you want to actually use tMod-loader. I don't know why this is, but you just can't install mods on Steam unless you actually own it, even if you're sharing the game. So all you would do is just click install now, and it's a really tiny download. It's only 36 MB, and it kind of works as kind of like an unofficial extension or attachment to Terraria. I don't know how it like loads into the game or how it hooks into the process, but basically it will actually download as a standalone launch option in your Steam library. And when you launch tMod-loader, it looks exactly like Terraria would. So I'm just going to click download just to put this on the top of the queue. But it just appears exactly like Terraria would, but there's a few added buttons and extensions which you'll notice if you haven't used it before. So it will have a different icon. It'll be a little bit of a different look, and we're just going to launch it and I'm going to show you how the process works. Now, the reason why this is a lot easier than a lot of people actually think it is because I don't know how it was in the past, but how it's set up now at least is when you go in game, there's actually a really handy little mod browser where you can actually search for all the mods that you want and just download them really simply and easily. So that's why this software is really nice. There's also a mod manager as well, so you can disable and enable which mods you want and configure certain things. It's actually pretty straightforward and easy to use. Okay, we are now in the mod loader, so I'm going to give you a little bit of a tour of what everything does and how to use it. So it's kind of like normal Terraria in the sense that you can still play single player and multiplayer. I'm guessing the certain servers need to be special. I will make a tutorial on how to make tMod-loader based servers in the future as well. You can enable developer mode for an example, but this is actually on an older version of Terraria. Usually it will be 1.4 in the newest Journey's End patch, but they haven't actually updated the tMod-loader yet, so it is actually on the older version. So if you play with mods, you're not going to be able to experience any of the new Journey's End content, but in the future they will most likely upload it and update it. They just wanted to actually release a version of tMod-loader on the release of the new update instead of having to wait for it. So you just go into the mod browser here and it loads all the mods. I don't know where it's loading them from. I'm not sure if it's loading them from the Terraria forum or if it's from some official tMod-loader server. I don't know honestly how it's loading all these mods, but it's really clever. And you'll see there's a few different buttons: show all mods, show normal side only mods. You can kind of filter through which mods you want to show. You can show mods which aren't installed or updated and sort by the recently updated mods to see which is getting the most support. You can also type in the search bar, so if you want to type something in, like Calamity mod is really popular, so if you're searching for the Calamity mod, you could type in Calamity and you could find a few different mods related to that keyword, or the Calamity mod here, and you can click on any mod you want to and view information about it. This mod I believe is Japanese, so I don't obviously understand what that's saying, but you just simply click on a mod and there's an English translation to the Calamity mod. So if we just click on this, you can see the description of the mod. If it's the original version of the mod, sometimes it will have more of a description, or if the author's actually taken time to write it out. So you'll see this actually talks about what the Calamity mod adds. So 20 new bosses, a new event, new enemies, ores and items, different modes, biomes, buffs and nerfs to the game to kind of change vanilla, and a lot of new cross content. So this is just the version of the mod without any music in it as well. So this is just how it works. It shows you how many days ago it was uploaded or updated, and then it gives you a little bit of a description. So I'm going to click download just on this random mod, just to show you how the whole download and install process works for the tMod-loader. And it doesn't take a long time to download them because Terraria as a game itself is probably just over 100 MB. It's a really tiny game. So I'm guessing, or it might be a few hundred MB now, but it's very small, so I'm guessing the mods would be just a fraction of that. So we've downloaded one. What I could do is just take away the Calamity search, and we can just download this called Food Plus, just so we have two different mods, because then that way we can have a few different mods to have a look at. So now if we click go back, it will do a few different processes, and it will initialize and activate all of the files that we downloaded, so we can actually launch the mods. And it will enable them by default, I believe, but if you just go into the mods, which is the manager, not the browser, you can see now that they're automatically enabled. All you have to do is just click enable, and then it switches to disable, and then you would click reload if you want to disable that mod. It's the same for any mod you want to do this with, and obviously the info, which is the question mark, will take us onto the description and the changelog and all the updates, just like what the mod browser let us actually do. And you'll see here, it shows us the files and the capacity of how much memory the mods are taking up. So it says the total 1.6 gigabytes for an example. So yeah, you can kind of take a look at these things and see how much memory you have installed in regards to mods. So all we would do now is just click reload mods, and it'd do the whole process and patch the game like what it did when we first installed them, and it will switch up the mods and enable and disable them. So I'm just going to go ahead and enable this again and just click reload. You can disable all or enable all, and it basically just does the same thing. That's just a lot quicker if you have tons and tons of mods all installed at one time. It just saves a little bit more time. So now we would just go into any single player world. We don't have any players because if you play tModLoader, you have to actually manually copy them from your Terraria folder to the tModLoader folder, which is kind of a bit of a shame that there's no automatic process for that yet, but maybe they'll do that in the future. So we're just going to create a random character, just going to call it YT for YouTube. And we're going to jump in and just make a random new world. We'll just make a small world and we'll just put it on normal, type in a few letters, and we'll jump into a lobby. You can download nearly any mod with this installation and this mod manager. It just depends, as long as it supports tModLoader, which is the most popular mod framework. I'm not sure if there's any other mod frameworks for Terraria, but this is like the most popular and most well supported one. So if it supports tModLoader, then you should be able to find it in that file browser. I'm pretty sure they've got basically every mod in there, so if you're searching for a particular mod, you should be able to find it. And then now if you see when we actually load in the game, we actually have our world and everything's loaded, there's no crashes, everything is working as it should do, and we're inside the game. So basically now, you're probably wondering, like, do the mods work? There's no real indication if the mods are actually working or activated, because there's no creative mode like Minecraft, so I can't really show you exactly what's happening here. There's probably mods for creative mode. Anyway, so you can see there is actually some items in our top hotbar. So the first one is the starter bag, which I'm guessing is just going to give us some free items, and then there's this revengeance item and this iron heart item. So if we use the iron heart, it says the iron heart is not active, you can die again. Iron heart is active, don't die. So I'm not sure if that gives us some kind of vulnerability, but I'm pretty sure that's from the Calamity mod. So that shows that it's working in some form, because those things, as far as I know at least, are definitely not from vanilla Terraria. And obviously we have this starter bag. We right click it and it gives us all the copper tools like a bow, some weapons, ingredients like a mana star, the king slime crown, so we can literally just battle the king slime instantly, and some bricks that we can throw as a weapon. So it's given us a full starter kit of lots of different materials that we can actually get using. So I personally haven't really looked into the Calamity mod. I'm not really sure what it specifically does or what it brings to the game, but a few of these items actually seem pretty useful. I did install a food mod as well, but there's no way I can really show you the food mod because I don't really know how to spawn any of the food without wasting time actually playing the game, just for the sake of the tutorial obviously. But yeah, so I've proved that the Calamity mod works, so that's as simple as that. It's really simple to use the mod loader, just a quick install off Steam. I would say it's probably under 10 buttons or 10 clicks that you can just install a mod, depending on what you actually want to install. They made it really super easy as a process. I never tried any of the mods in the past in Terraria because the game is just so huge that there's already so much content there, so I never really had the need to use mods. But obviously for people who've played this game like hundreds of hours, maybe you might have already done everything, including on the new update. You might have maxed all your achievements, you might want to install some mods, so this is the way to do it. Some people don't even like playing vanilla on games, they just play mods. Like, there's people who just haven't completed like any story stuff on games and just mod it anyway. For an example, the Elder Scrolls games, people mod it but don't really tend to complete the stories. Or Minecraft, I'd modded the game so much before even defeating the Ender Dragon, so. But yeah, hopefully this process should be useful. If it helps you install mods, make sure to like the video and subscribe with notifications turned on, and drop a comment below if it was helpful or if you need any help on the video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.